So for those of you that have been following the trials and tribulations of Jeskai Ascendancy combo, this deck, today we are trying, yeah, I think the Jeskai Thing Ascension deck is great. Today I have cut all, this is a testing configuration that I have put together. So today I have cut all of the copies of Fate Stitcher in favor of playing a bunch of Twinflames. So I really want to see how these Twinflames feel. What's going on, Zero? Howdy, howdy. So I'm not certain that the changes I have made in this list are correct, but I am interested to see how they feel. Both my kids have great traits. Jacob's just like a very sweet and genuinely good kid. And while Declan's obnoxious, he's very funny. He's got a big personality and he knows it. Definitely want to lead on Birds of Paradise here, I think. And while, like, drawing these Twinflames feels kind of medium here, drawing Fate Stitcher is also kind of medium, so I don't really think that that's really a knock against it. Really, Nivik? Gosh, Anoronic has made me so much money then, because this was an Anoronics deck originally, too. Yeah, I think Declan's going to be a good performer someday. Every time someone sends in a cut the line donation, is it bad that I see it as a personal challenge? Like, oh, you wanted me to outbid you. Oh, Justin. I'm going to lead on Sleight of Hand here. The older one is sweet, otherwise the second one wouldn't exist. I also have 2 kids, right, Dig? Yeah, if Declan was first, I don't know that we would have had a second. Stream Decker, yep. Thank you for the reminder. Oh, I should post a Twitter of what we're doing. And update the title as well. Gosh, I'm all sorts of behind. Usually I'm more organized than this. I think I want to just play Sylvan Caryatid here. Looking like a blue-white control deck on the other side of the table. Pretty sure it's just Sylvan. Path my bird. Deal. Right, no spell snare. No, Path the bird and no spell snare is pretty good for us. So I think I'm going to lead on Serum Visions here. See where that gets us. It's an engineered explosive. Just bottoms up here, I think. It's unfortunate that they're going to get to Cryptic Command mana next turn. Just going to play this Burden Pass, I think. We are out of basics. If they do have another path, we're not going to be able to fetch a land. Yeah, Ruben, you actually, you generally don't get infinite mana, but you loot through your deck and make your creatures large enough to attack. You can also win outside of combat by using Flesh Blood with a Sylvan Caryatid. Ooh, that's brutal. What was I gonna say? There's the link to the deck on my site too. These are both just wastelands, which is pretty scary, honestly. Fragnads with the $100 donation. Let's skip with this bad boy here. Red-green Pack Rat Rock. In for it. Let's do it. Okay, so that'll be up after Jeskai Ascendancy. I'm gonna go ahead and edit the title there. Thank you for that absurd support. I really appreciate it. Ugh. Stop hitting me. He's dead. He's already dead. Alright. I think I'm keeping this, actually. So it's gonna redraw me lands here. And honestly, we might just give him, like, the Eternal Witness beatdown. We might just give them the Eternal Witness beatdown. This is the deck list that someone just donated for. It's a black-green rock deck featuring 4 copies of Pack Rat. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Witness out here and pick Hallowed Fountain back up. Yeah, exactly. We can also just like Twinflame Eternal Witnesses, which is great. Perfect. Yeah, I do too. I think Witness was a good addition. I don't know that going all in on the Twinflame package is good, but I'm feeling pretty confident in saying that the Eternal Witness Summoners package is very good in this deck. Sweet. So let's go ahead and cast Jeskai Ascendancy here. I assume we're going to get Cryptic Commanded here or whatever, but we're definitely just, like, in the market of jamming, especially with another one in our hand here. I guess playing into the Cryptic Command there means they get to flip their Surge, but I guess if they didn't Cryptic Command there, they were going to get to Field of Runas, which is also bad for us, so I guess I'm okay just jamming there. Yeah, Twinflame actually goes infinite in this deck. If you have 2 mana creatures, Eternal Witness and Jeskai Ascendancy, Twinflame is infinite Eternal Witnesses. You basically Splinter Twin them. Oh god, are we about to get double Wastelanded? Don't do it. Have a heart. I think we're about to get double Wastelanded. Ugh. Field of Ruin is such a well-designed card. This card does what people think Blood Moon does, which is punish greedy mana bases. Like, this card, in the fairest way possible, punishes people who built their decks in a greedy manner. Really, really love the design of that card. Alright, don't path or counter me, please. I would like to pick a land back up. This is the read Twinflame pause for those not familiar. Do you think that's the first time a Twinflame's ever been mana leaked, chat? What are the odds that's the first time a Twinflame's ever been mana leaked? I feel like it is a pretty good chance. Well, I mean, honestly, I think Field of Ruin is such a well-designed card because it gives you the choice during deck building to play around it. Like, Blood Moon, you really can't play around Blood Moon. As someone who's played a lot of 2-color red-blue decks and gotten Blood Mooned out of the game while playing them, like, You basically just can't play around them in a lot of situations. I think we're just buried at this point. I don't think we're really getting out from under this. Yeah, I think we're done here. The Azcant is just gonna like put us deep in the ground. In for Silence, in for Thrun, in for Thragtusk, I think. Let's cut the line. Rad life forever. All right, well, we know what the last two decks we're doing today are. Rat lock polished. All right, we're gonna have rats for the rest of the day. Why is there not a pack rat in your rat deck? All right, I got you. I'll take. I'm not. You know. What are we calling this? What are we calling this? Rat lock. Oh, it's chittering rats. Fix it however you want. All right, I'm gonna add pack rats, but that's it. All right, rat stream. For those that want to see the red, thank you for the absurd support there, Red Life. I appreciate it. Here's the. Did I miss the memo for Veep Thursday? All right, how am I sideboarding here? Let's finish boarding. How do I usually trim in this matchup? Trimming engineered explosives is fine. I think I'm gonna trim a Twinflame and a Noble Hierarch, and then that's it. Do I want this Reclamation Sage? I kind of want this Reclamation Sage in my deck, I think. Rats have invaded Hooglandia. Can we get some rodent control in here? Can you explain why you think they're odd, Hotter Ho? Like, all those cards are very similar, but have slightly different functions. So, like, Cerulean Wisps is a card that generates us extra mana while we're comboing, whereas Opt is just a better straight cantrip. Engineered Explosives is a card that's interactive, but is also free mana when we're comboing. Manamorphose is a 2-mana card that nets us mana, but sometimes 2 mana is hard to get to. Have your sword back, Equinox. There goes my chance of Jeff boarding out all his chases for my bingo square. Oh, it's funny. Abundant Growth this and see where we get. I actually think the Bant Devoted Company archetype is pretty reasonable. It's on my website under the high potential section, I believe. We played it on stream a couple of times. I hate everything, everything. You know we hate everything. Just realized List doesn't have push it. Sounds good, Rad. We'll take a peek at it here in a second after we're done. Just tuned in just in time. I love this song. You're the worst, Zach. It's the Hogland Gets Dumpstered song. To be fair, the Hogland Gets Dumpstered song is a staple here of Hooglandia. It happens. We sing it far too often. One could argue it is the song of our people. You would say it's our national anthem. Here, I'm gonna need some Kool-Aid on the 14th. All right, I'll get a picture made up. Remind me on the 13th, and I'll make a picture just for you, Justin. To drink a pitcher of normal Kool-Aid. That child has enough sugar in his life, not watered down. I mean, he would love that, to be fair. My favorite modern legal card, probably Spell Stutter Spray. Having Kent Kenner play this deck was actually extremely helpful because it was played at a slower pace. That's good insight. Yeah, and we tried to talk through a little bit of what we were doing more. So we're going to pick up Ascendancy here. We're actually in a pretty okay position. Assuming they don't Wrath us next turn, we're going to get to go ahead and silence them and then cast Jeskai Ascendancy. And then hopefully we draw a non-creature spell or two. We're going to get to go through our deck. I mean, are they Wrathing next turn? What's my favorite modern playable card? Spell Stutter Spread is playable. Don't hurt her feelings. She works very hard. Losing our second mana creature feels bad. Gonna make it quite a bit harder to go off. Yeah, I feel like if they were sweeping, they wouldn't have played the click out. We could get Wastelanded. Getting Wastelanded here is like whatever, because like they did give us a land. So like giving us a land and then Wastelanding us is like shrug kind of. Non-creature spell. Non-creature spell. Okay. Okay. The moment my subscription ended, I faced the worst discrimination in the history of Hoaglandia, timed out on a whim. Thanks for the 5 pods, Totos. Yeah, and like, if they hit the Terminus there, I could have just silenced them in response, right? Did they bottom? Sounds good, Justin. Noted. They bottom. So here's the thing. Do I silence first to guarantee this resolves? That's probably the conservative play, right? Is to silence first. I feel like we're just going to struggle to fully go off if we silence first. If I play the Misty Rainforest out, I could just play around Mana Leak. Yeah, I think we're supposed to silence first. It's just really hard to go off with just Summoner's Pact. Dingo Dango, thank you very much for the 6-month resubscription. Thanks for the half a year of support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Get my loot on. Yeah, Jack, to answer your question, I think Infect and Grishoalbrand are both great cards for doing what you're suggesting, what you asked about there. Gosh, we're gonna be one short of lethal here, right? We're gonna be a couple mana short of lethal here. So this gets Eternal Witness. So I can Twinflame this, which lets me loot. I shouldn't have gotten this, right? I should have gotten a bird because I'm going to loot through this. Yeah, I should have gotten a bird because I'm going to have to loot through this. Oh, yeah, I also just can't cast this, right? Because I'm only going to have 2 here. Yeah, you're super correct. All right, so we're going to need to get pretty lucky here. We're looking for Glittering Wish. And there's no reason to blind loot here because I don't have any Madness spells in this build and I don't have any Fate Stitchers. So does this Eternal Witness let me keep going? It does, right? So I'm going to go top here. And because this way I get to loot through. I get to loot through this Eternal Witness. Or loot through the Noble Hierarch, sorry. The Bant Devoted Company is probably pretty okay against the 2 just because it's a fast linear draw. So now I get to do this. And then this gets to pick up Sleight of Hand. So I am a Twinflame. I'm a Twinflame away from killing them here, which is kind of neat. If we find a Twinflame, they're dead. Otherwise, we're just looking for any cantrips to keep going here. Glittering Wish is also absurd. Glittering Wish would let us draw 2, which gives us a pretty good chance of winning. The fact that I got a Witness earlier, so I don't have another Witness in my deck, feels really bad. So now I hit the Serum Vision, so I'm on. I have to draw exactly another cantrip with this. Okay. I'm gonna go top here. We are running very hot, so I get to loot through this Gemstone Mine. To grab Glittering Wish here. Float blue, red for now. Again, not randomly looting because I don't want to loot through something that could be good. I don't have any value loot cards in this build. Scarscale Ritual. So looking for non-creature spells to draw here. All right, pretty close to bricking off there. Now I have to hit again. Twinflame is lethal at any point. And we bricked. Hey, James Newstead, thanks for the 413 subscription. I appreciate this. Do you go through the combo or explain it? Well, you kind of have to do both deck lines because this deck doesn't have a deterministic combo until you get to a very specific point. So what's the difference between bottoming then no looting and looting through it? Looting through it means that if I do something that searches my deck later, like Summoner's Pact, I won't have that bad card in my deck to draw through. Yeah, I think Cascade spells are too cute. Yeah, we're in an okay spot for sure. Like, I have double Ascendancy. Like, they need to have, like, Detention Sphere to put us behind at this point. Wrath's a little annoying as well, but Detention Sphere is the one that we're really scared of. I do have to pay for Summoner's Pact next turn, because I did cast Summoner's Pact, so... Land plus Wrath kills me. Yeah, I'm keeping Bird not only for looting purposes, but also in case they sweep the board, so I can play it as a follow-up creature. No, Sylvan Caryatid makes mana, chat. Yeah, the fact that I got the wrong creature with my first Summoner's Pact, like I got an Eternal Witness that I wasn't going to be able to play, I just had to loot through, is a really big deal. Like, not having another Eternal Witness in my deck sucks. It's really bad for us. I also put the minus counter on the wrong Caryatid. I had a Caryatid token that I could have put that on. And instead I put it here like a big dumb stupid. So this could block Snapcaster Mage if it was an 0-3. Instead it's a -1/2, so it can't. So I'm going to die faster as well. So a couple of really small mistakes this game that are definitely adding up to come back and cause me to lose most likely. I'm like, there's no guarantee if I played those correctly that we'd win, but we definitely be in a better chance. Yeah, that too, Yellow Bandana. Like, this could have been that Eternal Witness, right? I've played Noxious Survival in this deck in the past. I think with Eternal Witness, you just, like, don't need it, basically, is what it comes down to. Like, they feel... Summoner's Pact Eternal Witness fills a very similar role. Yeah, I think that's a fair point, Tefera. It's very possible that, like, not having Nagging Thoughts is, like, really bad. I could see that being the case. Easily being the case. Like, I need to fit that card back in. Nagging Thoughts is very good in the other version. Yeah, that's a good insight, good suggestion. That wasn't what I wanted to click on, but here we are. Yeah, I agree, Creditum. I agree with that suggestion. I think working the 2 Nagging Thoughts back in is probably good. Yeah, Witness Twinflame mana creature goes infinite. You should play Ancestral Recall in this deck. It'd fit in really good. Oh, Justin. This deck was very good when Treasure Cruise was legal, to be fair. I disagree with your assessment in the private message, Hotterho. Think of the problem is you're thinking of Opt and Cerulean Wisps as a 4 of, when in reality what you need to be thinking of it is Opt is cantrips 9 and 10. That's what Opt is. Opt are extra cantrips in this deck. Whereas what's the word I'm searching for? Opt and Cerulean Wisps is a mana enabler. So you're lumping the cards together in incorrect combinations. You're grouping Cerulean Wisps and Opt together when you should be grouping Sleight of Hand Serum Visions Opt together, and you should be grouping Cerulean Wisps Manamorphose together. So, like, really, we have 10 cantrips, and we have 4 cards that jump us mana while cantripping, is what it comes down to. So I think you're misassessing the rules of the cards in the deck, is basically what it comes down to. So we get 2 loots here. So if we find some non-creature spells, we could potentially go off this turn. Okay, it's a pretty good one. I think Bridgevine will become the new Eldrazi Winter. Unlike a lot of Magic players that want to only give you a bunch of hot takes, I prefer to be a little bit more tempered with my stances on things. So the actual answer to your question is, I have no idea. I did not miss an untapped mana. That's why this was untapped at the end. And again, the fact that I don't have a Summoner's Pact or I don't have a Witness to get with the Summoner's Pact feels really bad. Yeah, if we had an Eternal Witness in our deck, we could potentially have lethal here. They have Cryptic Command here. Wouldn't they have Crypticed first? They have another Logic Knot? Sure. Why did I jump with the birds instead of the Caryatid? Because the Caryatid doesn't die to Path to Exile, is what it came down to. Well, I guess if they had Path, maybe they would have forced us to use it already. This is counter unless I pay 3, so... Sure, I'll pay 3. That's a little bit different, Jack. I think the reason why people are so freaked out about a deck like the Dredgevine deck is because what Dredgevine is doing is, in my opinion, far more offensive than what a lot of other decks in the format do. And again, that's super subjective, so feel free to disagree. But I think from a obnoxious gameplay standpoint, like, you know, Grixis Shadow, while it has some combo-esque draws, it's not like a Charbelcher deck. And like the what's it called deck is basically a Charbelcher deck in most ways, shapes, and form. And again, we're not guaranteed to kill them here, so we're gonna need to keep going through the things. All right, and again, at this point, my deck is small enough that I am not looting if I have a spell in my hand. So if I have a non-creature spell, explicitly, we're not looting because my deck is small enough to the point where I just want to be able to keep casting spells to deal lethal. So we're gonna loot here until we have a non-creature spell in our hand. Geez. I think I want to loot through an Ascendancy. I think I need to loot through an Ascendancy. I want explicitly a cantrip in my hand is what it comes down to. And now I'm just looking for a Glittering Wish, basically. How many of those have I played? I've played 2, so there's 2 Glittering Wishes left in my deck. So now I'm a liar. Now I'm going to start looting until we find Glittering Wish. Because Glittering Wish is lethal at this point. So I made a couple of mistakes this game, and it's looking like we're hopefully going to be able to power through them. Yep. So this is lethal. Flesh Blood costs red green. So this is going to a 13 power dork, and then Flesh Blood's going to put it to a 15 power dork. So we're going to be moving to game 3 here in just a minute. Would like this guy to kill you. Jallard, thank you for the 2-month free subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed for another month here. The art on blood is gnarly. You are not wrong. All right. I think I'm happy with what I did. Maybe this isn't a Thragtusk matchup. Yeah, I feel like we ran a little bit good in a couple spots, but I definitely feel like I played that okay. Zero, I think cutting all the Nagging Thoughts is probably wrong. Is my first instinct. You are on the leaderboard, Rad. Yeah, honestly, maybe this the Thrun's probably just bad in this deck. Twinflame actually seems pretty good with Eternal Witness. Let's do this. I think the Thrun on the board's probably too cute. I think too many of these blue decks are Terminus decks now. That was the perfect draw. If we could stack our deck, that would have been the one on top. That would have been the one we'd have thrown on top. I agree, Barcode Killer. I agree. I think that was a big part of what was bad about... How about this Rex Sage, chat? I think that was a big part about what was bad with the build we played yesterday, was that the blue-white deck, not only were the relics and the spreading seeds weird, but I think no Terminus was very wrong. Yeah, definitely, Shubby. Honestly, I think, like, I'm going to end up meeting in the middle ground between this and the other builds that we've played. I feel like I'm pretty convinced that Summoner's Pact is correct to be playing in this archetype at this point, but I'm not convinced that, I mean... Yeah, at some point, Snowski, my goal was to get most of the decks that could be up there first. I think I'm just supposed to play into this here. Getting counter unless we pay 2. Yeah, like, they're gonna have Cryptic Command up next turn, so I think slamming before they Cryptic Command is worthwhile. I think the Engineered Explosives are still good in this deck. Not only do they unlock free mana for you, but they're just interaction against decks like Human that will otherwise lock you out pretty consistently. God, their Terminuses have been so brutal. They've been very, very fortunate hitting them at good times. No, donation decks are back to the normal $10 amount succotash for the minimum. I'm being a little bit more strict this time through on the actual decks I'm accepting. I'm rejecting things that feel bad a little bit more aggressively. Someone, thanks for checking out Honey. I appreciate it. A lot of the decks we play are pretty quick, to be fair. Modern's a pretty quick format. This is our second deck of the day, Jace. We played Black Red Kiln Fiend before this one. Alright, well, I mean, I need a replacement bird for the one that they did terrible things to last turn. Alright, that'll be useful later, hopefully. When did you donate for it, Jekyll Girl? Did you donate before I sent you the approval email? Is that what happened? Okay, can you ping me? That's the issue. So ideally you should wait to send me money for a deck until I said yes, this is fine. All right, if we don't draw an Ascension this turn, we're like just dead. There isn't a basic forest because then you have to draw basic forest in your Jeskai Ascendancy deck. All right. That was a little rough. I think our sideboard plan here is kind of bad. I think the Tron is probably bad, and I should just have a third silence in the board. I'll get Mill added in there for you, Jekyll Girl. Because normally I go through and do that at the end of every stream. But if there was a random donation before I said yes, this is a thing. We've not played the tempo deck since the... I think Dispel is pretty bad. I think Dispel is significantly worse than Silence. Silence is a card... You need to remember, Silence is a card that you're able to cast it... you're able to cast it mid-combo without a target to allow you to keep looting. I primarily play friendly leagues on Stream G because it gives me the flexibility to concede matches that I don't really want to play without losing piles of money. I don't stream Magic Online to gamble large amounts of money. I stream Magic Online to have fun playing Magic, and losing piles of money while playing Magic is not fun to me. Yeah, Silence can time walk Tron, and it's much better against Storm. Blue Tron's probably a hard matchup. Rylan, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that. Did I hear Mills? Some more democracy for it, please. Sounds good. Unfortunately, that land does not let us cast Jeskai Ascendancy. How's the control matchup for JAC? It's okay. It's definitely on the harder spectrum. This deck's actually like a good choice if like Bridgevine picks up in popularity. This deck tends to be very good at racing other linear decks because it's very consistent. Probably not, Totos. I generally reject decks that are just bad versions of other decks. Like, I need you to make a case for why the change you're making is significant and reasonable. Yeah, that too, Succotash. People are far less worried about grinding moto points in friendly leagues, so you get people that just, like, are willing to concede when they're actually dead. Instead of, like, my opponent might misclick and then I'll get more treasure chests, so I'm gonna sit here and wait for 12 minutes. It's just like, well, if you're playing moto for value, you should probably reassess your life choices. I don't actually have anything very good to get here. Sounds good. I check the Google Forms generally at the end of most streams. I was a little bit behind the last week, but... Spell Burst with... I'm so off of this. I'm so off of it. Thanks, Paula. Yeah, Tulane Community College and I have a good relationship. We've talked a good deal. There's a couple multicolored mana dorks. Yeah, there's people who... I mean, when I was playing Magic Online, just playing decks that I wanted to play both on and off stream and, like, not playing viewer decks, I was pulling, I don't know, $200 to $300 a month out of Magic Online. Which, you know, for playing Magic Online 30 hours a week plus, like, that's not a lot of money, but it's like a non-zero amount of money for something that I enjoy doing. You're just supposed to keep buying cards. MTGO traders will give you money for your tickets and your cards. It's nice. Gemstone does feel bad in this hand. We've got 2 mana dorks though, so hopefully it's okay. Put these towards Halloween. Thank you, Chef Steph, for the bits. I appreciate it. I'm actually going to shock this in and play Caryatid off of it, so I get to keep my Gemstone Mine higher. The next 2 decks we have right now, Chef Seth, are actually cut the line donations. So, Hallowed one, I generally look for them to have, to cut the line, I expect it to have 100 in the total contributed column. So, that only puts it to 13. So, we will very likely be getting to Hallowed one tomorrow. Remember, Fridays are my longer streams, so we'll have Bedlam and Well, actually, we'll just have Bedlam ahead of it, so it'll be second tomorrow, most likely. Agent. Okay, this matchup's okay for us on average. Unless they pitch a Spirit Guide and kill us here, in which case, you know, shrug. I think I'm supposed to... I guess Manamorphosing here isn't even that good, huh? It'll be okay, Chef. We'll get to it tomorrow, I promise. So, I mean, next turn, if we hit an Ascendancy, we should be in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, the Circulates and the Crown's Red came out really well. I was really happy with those. My art guy did a good job with them. I was really pleased with how they turned out. Unfortunately, that's a slow Ascendancy, so we have to, like, not die this turn. They saw 4 cards last turn, so there's a good chance they kill us this turn. No, I really don't, Tumos. Generally speaking, the thing you need. Generally speaking, the issue you have with this deck is getting and keeping a Jeskai Ascendancy in play. They discarded double. What is in their hand? Good lord. All right. Well, they are very unlucky. Hopefully, we are not nearly as unlucky as they just were. Casting a Manamorphose and hoping to hit a Pact is interesting. I didn't think about that. We could have hit Engineered Explosives as well. We'd have missed. All right, so I'm going to strive this on my Birds of Paradise. That is something. So we're going to kill them very quickly here because we're going to have 4 creatures that can attack. And mana's not the bottleneck this game, chat. And actually, I just get to strive Twinflame again. Actually, let's Manamorphose here. And then after we Manamorphose twice, we'll be able to strive Twinflame, like double strive it, I think, right? Actually, I could probably double strive now. I only have 10 mana at the moment. I guess I'm just going to trip strive this. This goes 1, 2, 3. This will be 9 altogether. These are my, I need to take a screenshot of this one. These are my birds. My birds are amazing. This is my dream, chat. There's so many birds of paradise. Come to me, my birdie people. Come to me. So every spell we cast adds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power to play. Are they dead? I don't know if they're dead yet. Can somebody count? Can somebody else count for me? I don't actually know if they're dead yet. I assume they're dead. Get witness, please. We are infinite, actually. Yeah, this gets a witness and they're infinite. Doc Watt, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Just good. But I was diddling with my birds, opponent. I was diddling with my birds. All right, so I'm going to cut these. And I'm going to bring in silence. I'm going to click submit. Have you heard about my birds? Bird, bird, bird. A bird's the word I said, a bird. So if I donate $40 for 6 Mountain Belcher, would that push it to the front of the queue? Where's 6 Mountain Belcher at? Yes, that would put 6 Mountain Belchers at the top of the queue for tomorrow. So we would start with that tomorrow morning, assuming no one else put anything ahead of it. Godmaker. Every dollar you donate towards the deck pushes it up. No, Leyline's not very good in this matchup, I don't think. Maybe it's okay. I guess it kills stuff board most. Evil White Stripe. Thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. If this draws a land, we could win on turn 2. Someone asked for a budget replacement for Engineered Explosives. If you look on my article on Gathering Magic, which is linked on the deck page of my website, you'll be able to find some good budget lists on there that make the deck significantly cheaper. I don't know. Alcohol is the answer. I've played the old version a lot, and I just genuinely don't know if this version is better or not. Another bird. I think I'm just gonna go mana creature here and hope not to die next turn. I'm of the opinion that they should ban Faithless Looting and Ancient Stirrings for the same reason that Ponder and Preordain are banned. Don't anger me, bro. Don't Bantu's Last Reckoning me. Is there a budget list for Blue-Red Fae? There's really not, Mockmook. You could budget the Scalding Tarns, but like Snapcaster Mages really aren't optional. Okay. So they should take Summoner's Pact here. Yeah, for a $50 donation, I will build a deck of your choosing with the deck building requirement. So, at this, they didn't even put a thing in the bin. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and play Sylvan Caryatid here and pass the turn. If we hit a land there, we would have comboed them, but because we didn't, I'm going to play Caryatid and pass, I think. Burgie, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Thanks for keeping me employed. We could get breached and die here. Upsetting Justin as a deck building requirement is really easy. It just needs 4 Restoration Angels in it. Alright, hopefully they're dead. Remember that this untaps the creature it's targeting, so float mana in response. Godmaker with the $37 donation. Thank you very much. Belcher must be loved. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. That's very generous. So where do you draw the line on bannable cantrips? The ones that are good shouldn't be legal. Anybody who's, I feel like anybody who's cast Serum Visions before, like, understands why it's okay for that one to exist. That card is really not good. Infect is very good against KCI. I think Infect is very good at racing the other linear decks that exist in this format. Alright, so this is infinite. So Twinflame, Eternal Witness is infinite. I'll keep that, I guess. I actually can strive on all 3 of these, right? I'm actually not going to loot here because I'm happy with all the cards that are in my hand. So this is the infinite combo that this deck has. So if you have at least 2 mana creatures, Eternal Witness, Jeskai Ascendancy, Twinflame generates infinite Eternal Witnesses. Because the new Eternal Witness comes into play and then picks Twinflame back up. Will the Witness approach the battlefield, please? Twinflame back up. Oh, we're definitely striving onto the birds next turn. That's not close. We're gonna strive this onto witness thing. All right. Yeah, I think the Thrun plan was too cute, and I just want silences in my deck. Spicy Hot Chocolate with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Strive is a mechanic where you can pay extra mana when you cast this card, and you can pay extra mana when you cast the card to target more things. I wonder if I just want a second basic land in this deck. A second, like, humans has basically evolved at this point to, like, have a second basic land. Calhones, thank you for gifting the sub, and I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. I feel like basic forest still sucks to draw with Ascendancy, but if it was a 17th land, maybe it would be okay. Like, we played just one more land. I think our percentage points that we'd have against, like, the Field of Rune decks would go up a pretty significant margin if I just had access to a second basic. I actually think the Summoner's Pacts are really, really good in this deck. I do not think I would cut Summoner's Pact. I have a 3rd Noble Hierarch in the build today, and that would probably be what I would turn into the land. I'm gonna double bottom here, because I'm just looking for more lands at this point. Turn 1 Temple Garden. A lot of Temple Garden matchups are pretty good for this deck, I think. I guess if they're a Devoted Company deck, they could potentially race us. No, I think Dryad Arbor is really bad. Dryad Arbor only makes green mana, so you, like, have to get Abundant Growth on it for it to be good with JAC, so it's just, like, really, really narrow. And anybody who's ever drawn a Dryad Arbor knows how terrible that feels. Oh, man. Are they playing green-white unplayables? That's exciting. Yeah, it looks like they're on green-white unplayables. I don't know how we're ever going to beat this Grizzly Bear, though. So we're going to go Hallowed Fountain next turn. Ooh, plus a bird. Ooh, do I even want to play the... So, if I play the bird, they can kill the bird with a path, and casting the bird requires me to lose my Gemstone Mine, so I think it's actually not worth casting the bird, and I'm just going to save it to loot through here. Yeah, I haven't. I'm definitely not streaming Hearthstone anymore, and I haven't been to the gym a lot when I was traveling the last 2 weeks. I actually just started back up again yesterday and the day before, so I really wasn't having time to get over that way either. And the gym is where I was playing most of my Hearthstone. And then Twinflame's gonna be great here, right? I get to go ahead and just, like, Twinflame this, and then we have plenty of mana to go off with. Yeah, like, if they would have Ghost Quartered us here, we would have been in a really bad spot. So I think I want to try a second basic next time we play this. There's no relation between gym and Hearthstone. I only started playing Hearthstone because I wanted something to play at the gym. Oh, for fuck's sake. Seriously? That's brutal. That's rough. Alright, Witness is not the worst. I guess I need another green source. I don't have anything useful in my sideboard to get right now, right? I do not. So let's cast this. Yeah, I play Hearthstone on the while I'm on the treadmill at the gym. I spend about an hour picking things up and putting them back down again, and then I spend 45 minutes to an hour walking on the treadmill. Is Aether Hub an acceptable replacement to Gemstone Mine? It is not. If you can't afford Gemstone Mine, Mana Confluence or City of Brass are what you would replace it with. Aether Hub is much, much worse. You need lots of colored mana in this deck. Yeah, I like this archetype a lot, Tinny, and I think the packs added something to it. I'm still working on all the details. I'm pretty confident after this league that cutting the Nagging Thoughts was wrong, so I need to, like, reassess all of the cards in the list, I think. I don't know, I just like walking and jogging, so I do what I do. I don't have a really strict gym regimen. I basically go to the gym and do the things that I enjoy doing and don't do things that I don't enjoy doing. It's a really lax system. Yeah, I've actually played this deck in a paper tournament before. There was a Team 5K in Chicago that I played this at. Maybe playing that land was wrong. Yeah, that was probably wrong. Yeah, I don't have Fate Stitchers in my build today. I actually don't mind leg exercises. I do some of those. Today I actually did leg exercises. Playing the land was likely wrong because if I hold the land, I can have an extra card in my hand to loot through when I have Jeskai Ascendancy in play. I'm not going to get gains, Anthros. Like, I'm going because I, like, enjoy going. We are about to get Ghost Quartered out of the game. And now they know we don't have a basic. Gosh, we called it green-white unplayables, and this Dromoka's command is going to kill us, chat. I deserve this. Yeah. And again, like, if I had another basic in my deck, I guess it would be a basic forest and not very useful here. No, I think conceding to the path sends a pretty clear message that we're out of basics. I'm going to wait, because if we draw a land next turn, I could potentially play the Ascendancy and get going. So, like, if I draw a land this turn, and then I... Well, I guess we're just going to be dead on board, right? Yeah. The Dromoka's command was game-winning there. Just, like, no doubt about it. They were going to be very dead that turn if they didn't have the Dromoka's command. I think I'm going to board in a Rec Sage and Abrupt Decay and just, like, call it a day. Batterskull and Sword of Fire and Ice are the grindy cards for the grindy matchups, Davis. Things like Mardu, Jund, Blue Eye Control, stuff like that. Leyline against Command is really narrow. I think I'd rather just like play with the note that they have that card in the back of my mind and just do our best to play around it. Like, remember, when you're playing a linear combo deck like this, every card that you change dilutes your primary game plan. So you need to have a very good reason for bringing cards in. You just want to like bring them in loosey goosey. Hey, that's funny. Abundant Growth is actually very good here, isn't it? So do I play Ascendancy, exposing it to removal, or do I just like land go? My odds of successfully comboing next turn are increased significantly if I start with Ascendancy in play. So I think it's worth it to play Ascendancy here, since I have cantrips to try and reassemble should they have a way to take it off the table here. Sure. It's getting like Rec Sage. We need more Pokemon Go. Danu, thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the continued support. Oh, I should have tapped this technically, right? It doesn't really matter because I can't cast any more spells. That's neat, Lighthammer. Definitely some technology. Yep. So I have a Rec Sage, an Abrupt Decay, and my copies of... Oh, you know what? I should have played the Gemstone Mine because I don't actually have black mana, right? Glittering Wish also lets me... that's not actually black mana. Awkward. Okie doke. So this will get Wear Tear. Remember, this is an enchantment creature. Which match is this? This is match 4. Currently down a game. Oh, am I going till 4 or 5 as usual? Yep, Nivik. That's the plan. Play this. Should have time to do this in the 2 rat decks, I believe. Deal. Or are we just like double wastelanding me now? streaming ever feel like work or dread streaming? No, not so far. I haven't been doing this that long though. I've been streaming for a long time, but I've only been doing it full time for like 3 or 4 months now. I guess it's a little longer than that. I've been doing it pseudo full time since the start of the year, I suppose. I think I'm gonna keep that. Bring back paper streams. Good, thanks. Paper streams were so much work. Alright, so we're looking to draw like a Twinflame next turn, ideally, I think. This is an interesting situation where I don't actually have access to red mana, which is a little bit scary. What colors do I make here? I think I filter this into red plus green. Get a little bit more information. I definitely want to make red so that way if I hit Twinflame, I can cast it. But I actually can't go infinite here because I don't have a red mana dork. Should I have waited on playing a land? I don't think so, because I only had one fetchable land left in my deck, so I kind of wanted to thin it out. I'm going to make red-green here. I kind of want to just play Sylvan Caryatid and pass. Is that absurd? Yeah, I suppose I can hit, like, our Birds of Paradise here. Actually, I guess if I hit Twin Cast, I can go Caryatid Twin Cast and then be fine. All right, let's do this. Because I actually, because of I drew this, I could Twin Cast is now like a live draw. They're surgically extracting my Manamorphose. Resolves. Like, really glad they did this now, I guess, instead of, like, when I play an Eternal Witness counting on it. That is whiskey. It's like, you know, it's like 1 o'clock. I can drink whiskey, right? Not whiskey, chat. Thanks for thinning my deck. Although Manamorphose, like, thins itself, basically, right? Alright, well, I'm just gonna grab this bird. I'm just gonna go Caryatid bird pass here. No, I think I wanna wait a hot second. Sorry, just a moment. Alright, what do we got? You got a clue? Sure. Oh, growth would insulate from command, huh? Yeah, I guess we should play it for that reason. Do I think Blue-Red Wizards is the best deck in Modern? Not in the slightest. I played the Blue-Red Wizards deck because I enjoyed playing it, not because it's good. It's like a fine power level, but like saying it's the best deck in Modern is quite absurd. Because it's far from it. The Rats decks were cut the line donations. They're not actually listed in the queue. I'm just going to load them up here in a second. I think are the 3 best decks in Modern. I think all of the decks listed on my website under the Proven section are very good decks that are super competitive. It's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. I think I've got 8 decks in there. All right, Twinflame. If assuming they don't have another surgical extraction, Twinflame is lethal. Let's drive these 2 to start. Alrighty. I will say that from a fun perspective, Twinflame is kind of awesome in this deck. From a fun in to fun out perspective, I definitely enjoy casting the card Twinflame in this deck. All right. They see the infinite writing on the walls. Do I want to change anything? I don't think so. Eternal Witness is kind of one of my bays. I do love me a good Eternal Witness deck. We like added a toolbox to our linear combo deck with Summoner's Pact. I'd be lying if I said anything other than this deck does a lot of the things I enjoy doing. Do I miss Fate Stitcher? I don't know yet. I definitely miss Nagging Thoughts. We're gonna push some things around after this league and kind of just like adjust the drawing board. If you want my latest stable deck list, you should always pull the one off my website, but I think this one has a lot of good ideas and I like the direction that it's moving in. We have a Reclamation Sage and a Thragtusk. I'm going to cut this Thrun. This Thrun is bad. I'm pretty confident the Thrun is bad, but... Faithless Looting is card disadvantage. This deck generally struggles to... It generally struggles to... what's the word I'm searching for? It struggles to have a critical mass of cards in hand, so adding cards that are card disadvantaged, like Faithless Looting, are generally bad. Alright, then they're gonna Wasteland me. Yeah, that feels bad. Yeah, we're gonna put a second basic in the deck, too. Ding. Oh, digging for lands here. I think I'm actually in for both of these. I think I'm in for both of these. So, Ideas Unbound, while it's very good while you're comboing isn't when you need your cards to be good. Ideas Unbound is basically a win more card while you're comboing, and it's very mediocre when you're not comboing, which I think makes it a not worthwhile addition to the archetype. I'm going to do this. And I think I want to put the Abundant Growth on this island, actually. I feel like this game's probably not going to last long enough for this Gemstone Mine to die. I just realized there's Savage Knuckle Blades and the 5-color stuff in the queue. Thank you for the bits, Dougie Adams. I appreciate it. There's always sweet decks hiding in the queue. If you're ever looking for a sweet modern deck and none of the ones on my website tickle your fancy, definitely look in the donation queue. I actually think Grishoalbrand's a really good choice because not only is it good against things like that. Could we kill them here? We have a good chance to kill them here, right? We go Red, blue, white, cast Ascendancy. I guess if I brick off, this Pact could kill us. If I break off, this Pact could kill us. I have a lot of chances to not brick off, though, right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the attitude I like to. Are we here to not go for it? We're not here to not go for it. Boop. Easy, just don't brick, right? So remember, when you're not in a position to be casting Eternal Witness, you just want to be getting mana dorks out of your deck with your Summoner's Packs, so that way you can deck thin. Just have something that you're going to be able to loot away and hopefully turn into a spell. I actually haven't played a land yet this turn, so that could be the land that we play potentially. Getting SI flashbacks over here, right? Although I guess that's pretty bad because it doesn't, Do I discard this land? Do I discard the land, chat? I think I'm supposed to discard the land. Right. This could kill us. Things are not looking good for our hero, chat. Things are not looking good for our hero. It's a little, things are getting a little dicey up in here. I need a cantrip or a land or a Birds of Paradise. Ooh, did we die? I think we died. We flew too close to the sun, chat. We flew too close to the sun. Yeah, because this doesn't untap. No, I don't think I can ditch the Rec Sage and the Abrupt Decay. If I was going to ditch anything there, it would be Glittering Wish, but the Glittering Wishes are very good if we end up actually comboing off. I kept the Rec Sage because in the event that we bricked off into a bird or a land, we were going to be okay there. So someone asked, why do I like Summoner's Pact but not Ideas Unbound? Those cards do functionally very different things. Summoner's Pact is a card that generates us extra mana mid-combo, whereas Ideas Unbound is a card that generates extra cards for us while we're playing the deck. So those cards fill two completely different roles, so comparing them doesn't really make sense. Summoner's Pact is a better comparison to cards like Cerulean Wisps and Manamorphose and Engineered Explosives. These are the cards that also draw cards and generate mana for us. Summoner's Pact is very good because not only does it generate extra mana for us, but it also doesn't cost us any mana to get started. Match 2 was Mono Blue Tron. Oh, Land Wish for Wear Tear. That's a good line, Palmer. I forgot about that. Thanks for putting that out. Right, Hippity, like that's a similar comparison, right? And like when you do it to that extreme, it sounds more absurd, right? But like that's a similar comparison to like saying, do you like this versus that? I think this build of this deck isn't very good. The matchups we've played have been hard, and I've made mistakes in them. All three of those things are going to make your record be a lot worse. You can't Pact for Fate Stitcher, Casino. If you could Pact for Fate Stitcher, they wouldn't have left the deck. Read Summoner's Pact. In fact, we have a command for Summoner's Pact because Twitch chat doesn't know what Summoner's Pact does, so don't feel bad. Summoner's Pact would see a lot more play in Modern if it could find any color of creature. No, I'm done with Legacy for the foreseeable future. In fact, I need to respond to the last one someone sent me. The Legacy community has been, let's just describe it as hostile when I make Legacy content by and large. And that combined with me not enjoying a lot of the games, it's just not worth making. Plus, Legacy's just like far less popular than Modern. So it just doesn't make sense to invest time in something that's not fun and generates hostility in my life. I think we're getting Genesis waived. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine, Omniscience. In proportion, the Modern community is far more welcoming. Well, I mean, there's a chance we kill them this turn. So what's my sequence here? Just Ascendancy into start cantripping. Honestly, I think a big part of why I get met with such hostility in the Legacy community is people, because there's so few people that can actually play Legacy, a lot of people take the criticisms I derive of the format very personally when they're not intended to be personal. I'm just like trying to be specific about things I do and don't like in the format. Whereas like when I'm critical of Modern, a lot of people are like, yeah, that makes sense. That's reasonable. But on the flip side, when I'm critical of Legacy, people are like really invested in that. We do only have one red shock land. We don't actually have that many red spells. Although I guess playing Twinflame, maybe I do want more than one red shock moving forward. Twinflame needing red mana makes these Noble Hierarchs really awkward in comparison to other kinds of things. Like, if these Twinflames were Fate Stitchers here, I'd be in a much better spot. Manamorphose is exactly what I was looking for, though. That's very, very good. So I get to float a mana in response here, because this untaps him again to draw a card. Then I get to Manamorphose into red mana, and then Twinflame this. Ooh, sweet. I get to Manamorphose into red mana, and then Twinflame my bird, so I get to make any color of mana. That's ideal. Because I ideally would need a mana dork that makes red mana here. So I'm going to make red mana and another color. Just make red-green, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Cast Birds of Paradise. Cast Twinflame on my Birds of Paradise. Yeah, and not every format has to be everything to everyone. Just because I'm not enjoying Legacy right now doesn't mean you can't enjoy it too. And like, Modern just has so much. Like, I play, you know, like, look at the queue. There's what, 60 Modern decks waiting to be played right now? This format has a lot of different things we can do. I play 20 decks a week, and there's constantly 60 decks in the queue, so. Have some amusement park bit vacations. Vacation bits. Thanks, Wannabe Beetle. Noble is blue on purpose. Normally that's like a moto feature, but that's supposed to be blue. He's blue, dabba-dee dabba-die. 26 months of shenanigans. How much longer does the train go? Raver Rat, thanks for sticking out for so long. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I believe we're infinite. We're pretty close to infinite here. I think Engineered Explosives actually makes us infinite. Does it? Am I a liar? I might be a liar. I think it does, though. I think it does. I think I can. I think I can. So I do this. The goal is to get Eternal Witness into play and have 2 mana left over, so that way I can cast Twinflame is the goal. It's just a no-go for me, Nivik. It's just not good content when I'm not enjoying it is what it comes down to. There's plenty of people that want to pay for modern stuff. So this is infinite at this point. So we get to play this. We get to pick up Twinflame. And then Engineered Explosives here. Cast for 0 and untaps our dorks. Yes, it definitely does to Fizzy Man. That is definitely an accurate descriptor. All right. So now this is infinite. So we have at least 2 mana dorks. So the new Eternal Witness comes into play, picks up Twinflame. And now with our mana dorks, we get to copy Eternal Witness. So we have an arbitrarily large number of Eternal Witnesses at this point, and every time we cast one, they all get bigger. And they said Splinter Twin was banned. You just need a Jeskai Ascendancy and some friends, chat. You just need a Jeskai Ascendancy and some friends. I feel like Twinflame works really well with this deck's game plan of generating infinite error-prone clicks. Oh, that's great. Was that a turn 3? That was a turn 3, wasn't it? I don't think that Legacy Shadow deck was very good, Makamook. I think it was an okay metagame choice, and if you're expecting to play against, like, Sneak and Show and Storm, it's probably fine. But if you're playing against any control decks or, like, Death and Taxes, it feels like it's gonna have a really hard time. I think I'm gonna click submit here. I feel like our linear game plan is just where we want to be in life. I just finished my my bourbon, so I'm gonna go ahead and run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got this league and a couple more still to finish up. Thanks for hanging out. I think my legs have sufficiently recovered. This hand is great. I think my legs have sufficiently recovered from my workout this morning, so let's go ahead and stand up. Great. Fetch Shock Noble. Moving on up. Do 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 do. No turn 1 play, must have a bolt. Yeah. I think this is no. The best, you can always find my preferred builds of decks on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklists. I think this deck has some ideas in it that are really good, but I definitely don't like a number of things that this build has going on. And this is my deck list. This was a draft of this deck that I wanted to try. But I'm definitely not happy with all the decisions I've made in this deck. We'll do a full wrap up here after this match and kind of drag through the changes that I would make for the next testing iteration. If we run good, we could kill them next turn. That's actually part of the run good, right? I just like needed a mana. So now I do this for 0, which then lets me Twinflame. I have been told... Oh, we've lost all of our Twitch icons. Is Twitch having issues? I have been told that Tuesday's stream on the 14th is going to get bought out for 12 hours. So I will be adjusting my schedule accordingly. Bind Mind, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. We didn't keep Pact. Oh, Pact got Eternal... I don't think I have enough mana for Eternal Witness yet. Right? This actually, I can answer that question. So, I need 5 mana with Eternal Witness to go infinite. I'm definitely getting Scarscale here. The question is, am I binning... Am I binning the Visions, or am I binning the... I think I'm binning the Witness at this point, because I'm kind of still choked on mana. So this will get us a critical mass of cards going here, hopefully. I think anybody that makes any arguments like that, Circle Tuck, is just like spewing filth, because we don't have objective data. It always comes back to there is no objective data, right? So like if we had objective data, that would be great to be able to draw real conclusions, but we don't have objective data because WotC keeps us in the dark. Or like pigs, they feed us poop and keep us in the dark. So I think an article like that is just someone flinging poop and talking about their feelings, just like any other article like that, which means it's like not particularly useful. It's just like a he said, she said type thing. Just like doesn't generate anything meaningful or useful to for the community. It's just SCG or another site posting articles to get clicks. I mean, that's what they want, right? They want you to like click on their site. All right, now if we find a Pact or an Eternal Witness, we'll have infinite. Good guy opponent, good guy or gal. They asked if they were just dead here if they had a chance. And I was like, you're technically not just dead yet. I was like, I need a Pact or an Eternal Witness to kill you to be guaranteed lethal. And this is one of the reasons why I really like, this is another reason why I love playing the friendly leagues if your goal is to just play Magic. Like, people in the friendly leagues, by and large, are like, they're actually friendly. They're less cutthroat because they're here to play Magic. They're not here to farm Moto points. So, like, if they're dead, most people pack it in that play in the friendly leagues because they're just here to play Magic. They're not here to try and scum you through every play point they can possibly scum you through. I mean, if they're not deterministically dead, there's no reason for them to concede, really. Like, I definitely could brick here. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I like playing this deck, because every game is like this adventure of, do we make it? Did we get there? Honestly, the cost of legacy leagues are another part of the reason why I stopped streaming the format. It's very frustrating to sit there and just like set a bunch of money on fire. Like, a lot of the decks people want to submit to see play on stream are like meme or fringe decks, and those decks tend to be pretty bad in Legacy, which means I'm basically just sitting there losing money. And even with other people paying for my leagues, like, I could be playing Modern where someone else is paid for the league, and I have a better chance of actually doing well. Friendly leagues are $4 cheaper than a competitive league, and on top of them being $4 cheaper, they also have a flatter prize structure. So, ooh. I've already, well, I guess I'm wishing for Jeskai Ascendancy here. Just need a Pact. Need a Pact or my second witness. Okay, Opt should mean we're good here. Opt's gonna let us see 4 cards. You ever considered a second Scarscale Ritual on the board? I haven't wanted it that often. I feel like the games where I want a second one, I'm usually pretty far behind anyways. Blood wasn't lethal at the point where I cast that wish, but wishes are also lethal now, so. Alright, there's the Summoner's Pact. That'll... So, this one is lethal because it gets Witness and it loops Twinflame. Alright, so we went 2 and 3. It was definitely, and I conceded one of the matches because I just didn't feel like slogging it out against Blue Tron. Thoughts on the deck? I still really like the Summoner's Pack package. I just need to figure out what all of the surrounding details are of the Summoner's Pack package to, like, make it ideal, I think. The more I play against Ghost Quarter Path decks, as much as I've, like, hated on a basic forest, I think I'm going to add a basic forest as a 17th land. I think I'm going to do this. It's definitely going to create some feel-bad moments, but, like, it wouldn't have been a land anyways, so I think it's okay. The other thing is Nagging Thoughts is a card that I've definitely missed having some copies of in the deck. So, one of the things that makes this deck kind of difficult to assess is the way your cards need to be grouped together. So I had a discussion earlier about someone on the Opt Cerulean Wisp split, when in reality, you don't want to compare Opt to Cerulean Wisp. So I'm gonna group the deck here a little bit. This will be a good wrap up for people that want to learn this deck inside and out a little bit more. So when you're grouping the cards in this deck, this is kind of how you want to put them together. Like as for this build specifically. So the second column we have here, these are cards that when you have a mana creature and a Jeskai Ascendancy, they give you more mana than you put into them. So this costs 0, triggers Ascendancy and untaps your creature to net you a mana. Cerulean Wisp costs 1, nets you 2. Manamorphose costs 2, nets you 3. These cards are just straight cantrips. Abundant Growth provides a little bit utility with like helping your Gemstone Mines not die, but these are straight cantrips. These 10 cards are mana creatures, and then these 7 cards are basically Jeskai Ascendancies. Glittering Wish obviously has some flexibility outside of that, but its primary job is to be Ascendancies 4 through 7. So, I think if I feel like I want to fit a couple copies of Nagging Thoughts into here. Mr. Manad, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. 2 copies of this is something I've been very happy with in the other builds of this deck. Noble Hierarch got a lot worse. There's a Flesh Blood. It's over here. Sorry. I just didn't grab it. And yeah, Moto's kind of poking, so we're going to restart it here in a second. So, I do appreciate that Twitch Prime. There's a lot of great people. Thanks for helping me out with that this month. So, I think I Next time I would try this. Nagging Thoughts technically goes in the cantrip column, I'm pretty sure. And that's why I like Nagging Thoughts over Ideas Unbound, because Nagging Thoughts, while it's 2 mana, it is just a cantrip when you're not comboing, whereas Idea Unbounds, it's cards disadvantage. So I think next time I play this, I'm gonna try this. I think I'm gonna trim and Engineered Explosives. I'm gonna do this. There's a, you mean Rattleclaw Mystic? I think I'd rather just have more 1-mana dorks. I don't think I missed the Fate Stitchers. I really don't think I missed the Fate Stitchers. The Thrun with more of these blue-white decks playing Supreme Verdict, I think is bad. I think I'm just going to put another Silence back in my board. I really like Twinflame. Like, Twinflame, especially with Eternal Witness, is just, like, very, very powerful. So I think this is what I would try next time. Yeah, it's card advantage when comboing and a cantrip when it's not. So I think this is, if you're a Ascendancy aficionado, if you want to be a little bit more conservative and stick to my older builds, I think you could replace 1 or 2 of these Twin Flames and keep in some copies of Fate Stitcher. But my gut in, like, playing these games really feels like these Twin Flames are probably better than Fate Stitchers. I also like Twin Flame because people tend to board in Graveyard Hate against this deck, and Twin Flame makes that worse. So, I did add a basic forest. I went up to a 17th land. So I went up to a 17th land and added a basic forest. That's an ugly island. Yeah, so you can't tap down blockers, but you can get infinite witnesses, so I think that's fine. And, like, you can still just, like, kill them with Fleshblood outside of combat. Alright, so I think that's enough tuning on here. I'm going to export this because Moto doesn't like to save deck list changes that you make, because Moto is quality software. I think the Thragdad is good not only for against a deck like Shadow, but it's very good against Burn. We actually beat Burn with this. No, I don't think I want more red sources. Someone else in chat mentioned that, and I don't think I care. What did I cut for Nag? I don't remember. I just changed a bunch of things. Alright, so, what am I doing? I need to restart Moto. I need to go get